everybody, it's Michael J. And I'm about to make chocolate chip pumpkin cookies, and it is a really good recipe, and I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? So, looking down at these ingredients here, we start with the dry ingredients, and we've got ground cinnamon, and baking powder, and nutmeg, and cloves, baking soda, salt. We're going to start with mixing all those things together, and I'll show you step by step what we do. I'm following the directions. Now, I call this my recipe, but I started with a basic recipe that I found online, but I've made a lot of changes to it. So, I'll give you those changes as we go. But you need 2.5 cups all-purpose flour. So we go 2.5 cups all-purpose flour. Okay, there's also sugar involved, but we're not putting the sugar in with the dry ingredients. This is a secret. Now, you have to follow these rules because it makes a difference. My friend Nicole tries to make them without following the rules, and she put the sugar in with the dry goods, and it doesn't work for whatever reason. Okay, so we're going to have a teaspoon of baking soda. Teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. Got the cinnamon here. Ground cinnamon. It's okay if it's not, it's a little bit rounded. I mean, the cinnamon makes it good. It's these sort of, pumpkin pie spices that make it, Okay, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder. Half teaspoon nutmeg. We've got 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg. I love the smell of nutmeg. Oh, okay. I do it a little rounded because I think you can't hurt it if you have a little bit more nutmeg, but stick to the basic measurement. 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves. This is the magic ingredient, I think. This is what really makes it stand apart from anything else. Smells good. Okay. Then we're going to have a 1/2 teaspoon salt. Salt's important. With the salt-free diet, you're going to have a little salt. Okay, that's good. I won't overdo the salt at all. My mother never overdoes the salt. Here I am with the whisk. Now, you're supposed to sift all this together. So, if you don't, without a sifter, you don't need a sifter, but you can take a whisk like this and just mix it up. So, make sure you stir it all in so that color from the dark ingredients really blends in everywhere, and you want to make sure all these ingredients are getting really stirred in. What we're going to do is, I kind of even it out because right in the middle, I kind of use this cup thing and make like a little dip because we're going to pour the wet ingredients mixed with the sugar into the center of it, and it just helps you to work it all together. Alright, so on to the wet ingredients. And I've got some organic pumpkin here that I'm going to use. And instead of butter, we're going to use cinnamon applesauce. You could use regular applesauce, but I use the cinnamon. The more cinnamon, the better. Vanilla extract. We've got an egg and some sugar. And you can see I have hardly any space, so I kind of work all around the sink because That's the way it goes. So we have half a cup of applesauce. Okay. Then we're going to have a cup of the pumpkin. 1 cup of pumpkin. I've been making these for years. About at least 10 years. Okay, then we have an egg here, which we get in there. Applesauce in. See, I gotta keep, in this little space, I gotta keep getting everything out of the way so I can have room, okay? Because we still have to add the sugar to this. Okay. And you don't need to have any more sugar in this than it tells you to, but it seems like a lot of sugar, 1.5 cups, but it's not. It's a lot of cookies you're gonna make. Okay, so there's the sugar. 1. And a half. Okay, now this has to get, I could use a bigger bowl here, but this will work. Now we've got our dry ingredients here, and this, I'm going to use this thing again, and this just goes right in that little hole I created in the middle. It spreads out everywhere. You want to get it. And from the sides you kind of come in because it helps. You want those dry goods to come flowing into the middle and get mixed up good. Semi-sweet is what I use. These are Hershey's. Well, this just about does it. Yipes. That'll do it. That's enough, yeah. Usually I do half a cup. Half a cup. Now, my friend Nicole, in her last batch, she put in the whole bag, and we decided, the whole bag, we don't need half a cup, but we put in the whole bag, and we decided that it was too chocolate chippy, and she also makes them with smaller bite-sized ones, and the idea of the chocolate chip is really to have 2 or 3 of them in a cookie, and every now and then you get a chocolate chip, and it really tastes good. But if you over chocolate chip it, you're losing the pumpkin aspect. The other thing is, I think when you make them little, it's not bad when they're little, but making them big gives you that sensation of the sort of cakey sensation when you bite into it, which is part of the enjoyment of the cookie. Okay, you can spray your cookie tray. This is my grandmother's cookie tray, and it's really great because it has like a air in between it. It's like a double. It's hollow inside, which I have. I'm not going to bother to get it out. And this is a little vegetable oil, or you could use butter, or you could use the kind of stuff that you spray. But basically, you just want to. It doesn't matter what tool you use as long as you do it, And basically, you do a heaping spoon like this, and there's no better way to do it but to use your finger. These are going to stick together. I've crowded this a little bit, but that's some extra goo. And I don't want to lose any of this goo, so I'm going to go through and see what looks a little small and add a little to the top. Okay, these are going to go in the oven now for 20 minutes. Okay? Okay, I pulled them out of the oven. Look at them, look at them. Looking pretty good. Yum, yum, yum. I'm going to take these into work tomorrow.